thrilled to have my good friend Ronen, who's the CEO of Mysize, and frankly what makes them very unique is that they're listed both on the Tel Aviv Exchange and the NASDAQ Exchange. So Ronen, welcome to Vstock World Headquarters.
Thank you very much, Seth. Good to be here.
Thrilled to have you here. So before we get into sort of the inspiration and the success of Mysize, why don't you tell people that might not know, just a high level, what is Mysize, what's it all about?
So what we've done is, somewhere 2013, I had the issue with ordering clothes online, and then I realized that it's a bit of a hassle because every retailer has different size, and it's an issue if you go ahead and buy items that you never bought before. You don't know your size. So I came up with the idea of using the mobile phone as a measuring device. So while you move your phone across your body, you can build a profile of the measurement of your human body. Then it took us about a year to develop it, and when we're using only the mobile phone sensors without using the camera, so the privacy is intact, and it's very easy to create. And after a year that we actually came about, and when this technology started working, we understood that it's not only for the apparel vertical. You can actually measure everything. So for example, if you want to buy curtains for your house, you can measure the width and the height of the window. And when you go, for example, for Home Depot website, you can filter out only curtains actually matches your window. Or if you're going ahead to buy linens, for example, for your bed, you can measure your bed and only filter out only linens that actually matches your bed.
So let me stop you right there. So that's fascinating. So in the mind of an entrepreneur, you started this company with the mission of solving a problem.
Right.
And I find that those are some of the best companies out there where it would be nice to have it, but there's a problem and you want to plug up that problem with a solution. But here's what I don't understand. So you started the company with a focus on the apparel industry.
Right. And
you pivoted to expand it to furniture, linen, all these other verticals. Did you have any idea when you started Mysize that you would have this opportunity to expand into other areas?
No, actually not. We came up with the idea of actually using it only for the apparel because I understood there is a huge problem in the apparel industry, and as I saw the e-commerce gaining traction and more people are going e-commerce to buy their items, I saw the problem only get even severe. So I was only in mind the apparel, but then I saw that we were at last CES, and there were so many companies came to us that had so many issues with measuring. For example, Kimberly-Clark came to us and say, today we are producing diapers in 4 or 5 different sizes, but even in these 4 or 5 different sizes, some of the babies...
Diapers,
yeah.
Brilliant. I have 7 kids. I can assure you that if we would have had this would have been very helpful. So
they said that sometimes their hips are bigger than their belly and their legs. So there's an issue. So they want some tool that the mothers or the fathers can measure, and they can cater better the requests for the consumers.
Okay.
So I don't say that Mysize tomorrow will start producing tools for the diapers industry, but you know,
NASDAQ listed company addresses the diaper industry problem.
But there is a tool there in the software arena. We call it SDK. It's software development kit. It's like a plugin. It's like a plugin that you give to a third party that he can use your technology without actually need to open all the doors for him to see everything. So you just take a plugin and he can do whatever he wants with it. So,
but let me ask you. You mentioned technology, SDK. I'm sure that there are very complex and proprietary algorithms that go into the whole product. Is your background in tech?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have an advantage.
Yes, you can say, but the thing is that I love it. I love it. Mysize is my 4th startup, and look, it's a hard work.
Wow.
Startup, it's hard work. It's something that you start that nobody believes it can be done, and you start with no money, or you invest from your own pockets, and it takes time.
Let's focus on that for a minute, because a lot of the people that are watching this, some of them are publicly traded companies, but a lot of them are CEOs or entrepreneurs or startups that aspire to one day become public. Let's talk a minute about that spark or that drive. I am sure that over the course of the last 5 years, you've had a ton of naysayers. what do you tell yourself that allows you to keep laser focused on success and just block out all of the people say, oh, it's not worth it, it can't be done, you're wasting your time? How do you keep going?
Look, there is something. First, you need to believe what you do. Otherwise, nothing worth it.
Okay.
You need to believe. You need to put this thing, and you need to understand that you can persuade everyone that what you do is actually make it work. We can change it. We can do something that actually can change people buying clothes online. That's whatever you do to do it. But other than this, you need to be stubborn. You need to be stubborn. You need to be very persistent in what you do. If you don't have the amount of power or energy to go over all the hurdles, that people will say no, and 90% of the people say no. They don't want to invest in you. They don't think it will work. It took us about almost a year and a half to make this thing work. And you know, being a startup is one thing, but being a startup in a public company, man, it's
but you know, you and I were talking before. I guess you're an athlete. You grew up playing hoops.
Yeah.
We started. I don't know if you remember this. A couple of years ago, we wanted to have a 3-on-3 tournament of just CEOs versus investment bankers, and we'd let the lawyers come into play. But Hurricane Sandy came along and basically wiped out Chelsea Piers on the west side, and so we had to cancel the whole tournament. But I'm recruiting you now. If we do the 3-on-3 tournament, Ronen is on my side. Let me talk about sort of the way you get the word out, because this is a new product. You have to educate people about it, and you're offering a huge convenience. You're saving people time. They don't have to carry on tools with them. That's the greatest gift you could give people is convenience and time. In terms of marketing, I'm going to ask you this question on the spot. What are some of the craziest things people have used the Mysize app to actually measure? You have any idea?
Yeah, there was, and we didn't knew it even. We were like, we've done nothing to do with it. There were kids in schools that they had jump to the, you know, like, what's the English name for it?
Hopscotch?
You know, when you jump.
What do they call that? Track, jump? I don't know.
When you jump to distance.
You gotta measure
distance
it.
jumping.
Okay.
Yeah, distance jumping. So they had an issue because they didn't find the rulers, and one of the kids said, "Look, there is this app called Size Up. Let's measure with that." And they start measuring the distance that the kids were jumping, and they were using Size Up. And somebody took photos of that, and they sent us to us by LinkedIn. And look how your app is being used. And like, you know, there was 6 meters, 4 meters. We never intended to be used for that, but they actually used the mobile phone to measuring. So
I would suggest that people use the app and post some of the craziest things that they're measuring on the on Instagram or on LinkedIn. I'm sure there's some crazy things that could be measured.
Absolutely.
Let me leave the audience with this. It's probably been a very exciting road. It's probably been a road of raising capital, coming out with new ideas, always implementing, executing. What can we look forward to over the next 12 to 18 months that you're allowed to sort of leave us with?
What's the nice thing about Mysize? That we just started.
Just getting started.
Just getting started. Okay. We just released the first product just now. And we actually recruited salespeople in the US just now, about a couple of months ago. So we're just starting to move ahead in the US. And when we release now the technology of measuring actually on the body itself to create the items on the size and the profile, retailers got very enthusiastic about it because we're the only one out there is using it. All the rest are using the camera or some other techniques, but we're the only one using it, and we have patents on that. So we just started, and apparel is only one of the verticals. We're going to present at CES in the next CES 2018 in Vegas, and we're going to show everything, all the new technologies for different verticals that we're working on. We just released the product to measure packages in less than a second. So you can measure the volume of a package just by moving the phone in a second.
Wow.
So it's very easy, very convenient. At the end of the day, we as consumers doesn't want to spend too much time in getting out to our purpose. So if our purpose is buying a t-shirt, I don't want to find myself looking for the ruler or start measuring myself, or scratching my head of what's my size. I want something to be convenient. Just do it, and I want to buy this t-shirt. Just do it, I want to ship this package. That's it. So that's all the focus of the company. That's the focus of Mysize. We are secondary. We are just the aim to get to the target. That's
Terrific.
it.
Well, we look forward to measuring your success in the near future. Thanks for stopping by, and we wish you hatzlacha.
Thank you very much.